Hey guys, Dark Matter, bringing you today finally the Phoenix Props Starkiller. I've wanted this one for a long time, and I've been installing it sort of off and on for a long time, and finally today got the configuration finally complete. So it is a Phoenix Props kit. A few modifications were made, but we'll go over them. Did all the damage and weathering myself. It's a good thing to do if you're doing weathering like this, little nicks and dings. When the saber was still raw, I just took it out of my driveway and threw it in the gravel, and then just, heaps of gravel, and just let it fall in there and just throw the part in there. So you got all these lovely little chips and nicks and stuff. So when you weather it later, it really just adds to the character of it. Obviously went with it comes with aluminum and copper for this band. Went with the copper because that is the proper way. Starkiller should be nice and dirty and weathered. Start at the front end. I did heat stain the emitter. It's stainless steel. I didn't want to go for anything super crazy blue like a Kylo. I just wanted some heat stain on it. Has a Shtok neopixel connector, Proplicator, all the tidbits in the crystal chamber, Proplicator 3D printed in brass, and a crystal focusing thingy, that brass piece down there. This is an Illumicore crystal that DC makes and sold by the custom saber shop. Those work great and they fit great in this. Back there I've got a run from the back of the heatsink all the way through the chamber to about here of copper braid, which not only looks cool, but it runs all the wires from the pixel connector. And there's a little cutout in the crystal chamber slotted piece, which I widened a little bit so all the wires can then run back in to the chassis. I think the only extra thing I did was I drilled and tapped an actual hole right here for crystal chamber retention, because as I was widening the piece that comes with, I was widening it out excuse me, with my Dremel and everything. I widened it too much and this screw wouldn't work anymore, so I just dropped a screw into the same channel, and you don't even really notice it. This does have a custom 3D printed switch holder for my buddy Adam at Verity Cosplay. He printed that for me. Works great, holds them in there. I really enjoy doing the deep weathering on sabers. It's very satisfying. It is clear coated as well, so it's not going to come off. Most of this is A14 weathering, so it's chemical weathering. It's not going to come off anyway, except for the stainless up here. I only heat stained it. I didn't really weather it, but I did weather the blade plug though. So inside, running a proffieboard, 2.2, a removable battery setup, a 28mm wow speaker, kill switch, and there's a lot of neopixels on this thing, because you've got the ones up here in the connector, you've got one embedded into the actual crystal here. There's an accent strip up on the chassis, which I'll show you in a sec. And so there's a lot of sub blades, and it has Bluetooth as well. So there's 5 blades on this. So main blade, connector, crystal, strip, and Bluetooth gets its own little blade in the config. I'll open this up. So many threads. threads for like 15 minutes, but that's good. It's nice and secure. So for the chassis, I painted this chassis myself. It was just black, but I decided I wanted it kind of rusty, so I did a cool like rusty effect on it. I didn't weather or rust any of the actual components, so like the battery holder and the speaker itself, the kill switch. Just I don't want to do anything that's going to affect the fit of anything. It's already a tight fit this way, so I just wanted the components to be able to fit really good. So under this little hatch here is the Proffie board. The Bluetooth is, you can just see it just in there, little Bluetooth module under that purple wire there. So underneath the hatch is some brass mesh, and then a layer of the blade film from TCSS. Actually, this stuff, that kind of diffusion, crazy looking blade material that Saber Shop sells. So there's a layer of that underneath there, a strip of 6 pixels, and it was just skinny strips from like this kind of thing, just a cutoff from making blades and stuff. Obviously it's not double-sided, it's only one side of 6 just facing up like that. And then a layer of just black electrical tape just to insulate it, just to make sure from the board. And yeah, so let's bring it to life.
Dark Lord of the Sith.
So each bank I've got set up to pulse the crystal and then go into a solid color on activation, depending on what color I have that preset set to. The crystal does change color with the color wheel and everything. I have this set to different colors and effects, but it does not change color because most of the time it's going to be behind that. You're not really going to see it all that often, but it does do its thing back there. So and the crystal will just go back to pulsing, which is really cool.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice.
We have to have a Starkiller font on there.
Pitch black.
I think the Illumicore crystal is really cool. This is my first one that I've used. It just has an embedded crystal inside it. For extra diffusion, I did sand the outside of it, so it glows nice and brightly. It's a bit clear when you buy it, so just give it a sand, or whatever. It's great. It's a fire blade. I won't really be able to.
Jedi, prepare for death.
What is the? I've got a few different effects programmed. I could always change this and make it do whatever.
The sword and my rightful place as leader of Death Watch.
So since the dark saber is just white and black, basically, it's got a white pulse. I've got this spiraling around this way. This one. and a bend solo, just because I really like the hum and the sound font itself. With a blade in, this is actually lightning strike summon, so lightning hits the top of the blade and goes all the way down to the emitter, and then the blade bursts out, and the blade style is Death Star Blast, so it just keeps like coming out like the Death Star laser. So I'll throw a blade in here in a sec. Actually, I'll do it now. Put this on. I do have the volume turned up pretty high for a Proffie board, but I think these WoW speakers can take it. And we'll thread back on for
Smooth Jedi.
15 minutes. That's the battery level.
Darth Revan.
Oh my god, this is loud. Oops. Throw a blade in real quick. I didn't make any changes to the blade plug that came with, other than just weathering the front a little bit. I may shorten it by just a hair. So I'm pretty sure that middle piece is supposed to be flush, but I kind of like that, and it still looks good. I may just leave that. But this blade plug also comes with the kit, and you don't need a pixel chip because it has the Shtok connectors in there. Tighten it down just a spec here. There we go.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice.
So this is running OS 4.8. The OS 5 with all the battle mode and stuff at the time of this video is still in beta, I think. So, but this does have everything responsive, everything color wheel. Everything works great. Except my tripod. Alright. Now I'm getting angry here. Yeah.
The Dark Lord Sorrow.
Oh, Fireblade. I mean, we've all seen a Fireblade, but they're endlessly fascinating. They're so beautiful on the neopixel blade.
Jedi, prepare for death.
This is just Fett's Magna Guard blade style.
I claim this sword and my rightful place as leader of Death Watch. Kylo Ren. Ben Solo.
Yeah, this is the one. Let me pick up my tripod here. This is the one with the the lightning strike ignition. Let's see it one more time. Has emitter cooldown as well, which is really cool. So yeah, lightning will strike the tip of the blade, come all the way down, and then the blade comes out. So that's really cool.
Smooth Jedi.
Battery level.
Darth Revan.
Back to Revan, which is the main font that I wanted on this. Yeah, these are a lot of work if you put all the time and the tidbits and stuff that I wanted to have in there. But you know, it's worth it now. I'm looking at the finished piece, so this will be a lot of fun. I think still left to go. If you look at the top-down view of the buttons, there's a little bit of a gap.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice.
Between the button and the hole itself. So, my buddy Adam at Verity Cosplay is going to make me a custom couple little plungers that fit over that and take up that space in there. So, because these can wiggle back and forth if you don't get a nice clean downward press or whatever. But it's so incredibly loud and beautiful. The weathering came out really nice. I'm gonna be running all over the house with this thing. And yeah, the Bluetooth I can't demonstrate because I'm using my phone to record this. The Bluetooth does connect with the Force Sync app. You can turn the saber on and off, clashes, play the music tracks, all that kind of stuff with your phone, which is really cool. I'm having an issue where I'm getting like an intermittent signal. It's like dropping every once in a while. I'm still trying to figure that out. It's the last sort of thing to iron out. It's wired correctly, so because it's obviously it does work. It just drops after 10 or 15 seconds. So I got to figure that out. Maybe a firmware update or something. But other than that, I'm calling this done. Onto new saber projects. But boy, I do love me a good weathered Starkiller, though. I mean, how can you not? But it comes with a cool plaque. Blade plug. Comes with a lot of parts if you get the Phoenix prop kit. Extra pommel that's not vented. Extra thing right here. A different set of bunny ears that don't have the cuts. They're just more of the rounded sort of Graflex ears. It comes with a lot of different stuff, depending on just how you like. But this is how I like. So one last look at the grimy goodness. I love weathering sabers. It's a lot of fun. And that's that. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.